Hey, I'm Amy Smith-Hightower from Batesville, Arkansas, the founder of our Ucanketo community. Let me tell you a little about how we got to where we are today. We have 190,000 amazing humans that have all raised their hand, join our totally free keto community, who just want to take their power back. They want to not be controlled by food or their emotions, because let me tell you, there is not love at the bottom of an ice cream bucket. How do I know that? I've looked in every one of them, especially the butter pecan and maybe even the strawberry. There's not love in the bottom of it. Let me take you back one more step before we go there. I worked retail management from the time I was 15. So I am now close to 42. Until I was 36, I worked retail management. And about the time I was 34, 35 is when the social, Amazon, everything online shift started happening. And even in small town, Batesville, Arkansas, population 9,000, people were buying stuff online instead of coming into our storefront. But what did that do? All that did was you still had the same amount in your budgets with more work to do. So I was working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, climbing ladders up and down. Have you ever noticed that every retail center, like plaza, has a fast food restaurant in the parking lot? Do you know why those fast food restaurants are in those parking lots? It's to feed those retail managers and those retail employees who are working in those stores, because you can't go anywhere else. Guys, I literally lived off of Oreos and Dr. Pepper. Yeah, I don't advise that. I was over 100 pounds overweight, but didn't have time to even wonder why. So I was climbing the ladder at work, and the next thing I know, I'm on the ground. Well, about 20 minutes later, finally, I decided, they've talked me into going to the doctor. So I got in my car, bad decision, and drove to the urgent care clinic, which, guys, let me explain this. The urgent care clinic is literally across the street from the hospital. I walked in to the urgent care clinic. They literally thought that the little triage nurse, poor thing, thought that her blood pressure machine was broken, because my blood pressure was off the charts. It was reading error message. Not one machine, not two machines, but 3 machines. And then the doctor came in and took it manually. It was 265 over 100 and something. They would not let me drive across the street to the emergency room because they were concerned that I was going to have a massive stroke driving across the street. So a $980 ambulance ride across the street later, several days, all kinds of tests. They proceed to tell me I'm depressed and would be on blood pressure medicine the rest of my life. If that's not hard enough, when I leave there, go to my PCP, like your family doctor, who tells me pretty much the same thing, and she calls my prescriptions into our local Walgreens. I go to pick up our prescriptions. My now husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, I will never forget sitting in that drive-thru, tears streaming down my face, when I had to call him and tell him, with my insurance, co-pays for these medicines that they said I would be on the rest of my life were $580. We didn't have $580. Well, we did, because we put it on his credit card. But guess what? That's not sustainable. There was no way that we were going to be able to afford that medication. So lots of tears, later, I do what everybody does, right? Now, I sit down, get on my phone, I go to my good friend Google. Is he your friend too? Okay, just mine. So I'll go to my good friend Google and type in how to get off blood pressure medicine, how to lose weight, because like I said, I was 100 pounds overweight, and they said that obviously affects your blood pressure. There was all kinds of things, hundreds and hundreds of ways, right? But everything came with a big price tag that I couldn't afford. Well, ran across this article on the keto diet. Anybody that knows me, I go all in. I guess you would say, like an addictive personality. It's funny because I don't drink, I don't smoke, don't do any of those things, but I have a very addictive personality. And I'm a little bit competitive, just a tad. So I go all in. I do the research, I buy the food, I do all the things. So how many of you have ever, show of hands, how many of you have ever started a new diet? Well, what I learned very quickly and what I'm so thankful for is that the keto diet isn't a diet. It's a lifestyle change. I have amazing supplements now that I add to my routine, but the work is in what you put in your mouth. You cannot out-exercise the fork. Most people want to do all the things. They want to buy the really cute clothes and the fast tennis shoes, and we're gonna go look good at that gym. But if you go to the gym and you take your selfies and you post them, and then you stop and you eat a whole pizza on the way home, you can't outwork your pizza. And that to me just hit a light bulb. Because dadgummit, if I could do this with whole food and really learn how to do that, I can't be the only one, right? So I go back on my Facebook, and at the time I had, less than 500 Facebook friends. I think that it was like 489, I believe is the exact number. And I made a post that said, I can't be the only one, or let me get it exactly right. Oreos, and I really want some Oreos and a Dr. Pepper. I was blown away at the amount of comments on that post that said, oh girl, me too. I'm like, well, you know what? There's strength in numbers. Let's get together. And we thought we were going to do it like in a messenger group, right? I wasn't tech savvy, still not. So I didn't know how to do a chat on Messenger. And I noticed that I was spending like hours a day, like texting back with these people, like back and forth, like my good friends, because I couldn't do it in a group text. So we thought, oh, we have these Facebook groups. Let's start a group. That was in March of 2017. Currently, it's 2023. We have 190,000 members who have lost over 2 million pounds combined. And one of the most important things I've learned about our keto community, it's not just weight loss. I don't care whether you've lost 5 pounds or you've gained 50 since you've been in our community. What you learn and what you grow from in our community is just that, community. We don't call ourselves a Facebook group. Some of our inner circle and admins, most of our inner circle and admins, we've never met each other. There's 6 of us, and they are literally some of the most genuine people you'll ever meet in your life. I personally, if any of those 6 called me, texted me, and needed something immediately, not only do I say this, but we've all done it for each other. We've all been there. And not only just that, but we're there for our community. And to me, that is what's been so special about this journey. And I didn't have to stay on that blood pressure medicine forever. You can take your power back just like I did. My number one tip to anyone, find us on Facebook. Join us over at the Ucanketo Facebook community. Let us help you. Send me a message. Let me know what your goals are. And let's get a plan to help you take your power back.